Yeah, this little compressor can't keep up. There's a lot of airflow coming out of that gun. Um, but I like the effect already. Yeah, it's not as black as I thought it would be. But what I'm going to do here, since this isn't going to flash dry like the polyurethane does, it'll stay wet for a while. I've got time to play. So I'm going to lay it on heavy, let it soak in, and then I'm going to wipe it off with a rag, and we'll see how it works. Look at this color. That's a cool color. All right, let's wipe it and see what happens. It's not dark like I wanted. So I'm not sure how to deal with that, but maybe I will see if I can get it to apply more evenly with the sprayer and then let it sit and hopefully it'll dry darker. frustrating with a little compressor like this. My big boy here, that's a 2-stage compressor. So it has the ability to pump. It has 2 pistons and it has the ability to pump a constant velocity of air while you're spraying or using a power tool while it's building pressure in the tank. And that allows you to have a constant flow rate of air when you're spraying. So this little guy here, all it's good for is running a brad nail gun or a finish nailer. It's not designed for spraying paint. I like the color, but it doesn't match the color in the room. So I'm doing the back side of the doors first as an experiment. And if I don't like it, I will sacrifice the expensive stain and spray the front of the doors with that darker color. This is not turning out as dark as I thought it would. But it's a beautiful color, not gonna lie. If I could just get it to apply evenly. Starting to gray up. I hope it doesn't start sprinkling or something, or this whole thing's a mess. I already got some water droplets on this one door over here because when an air compressor runs, it compresses the moisture out of the air, and then that gets into the compressor, and then when you're spraying like this, you'll have water in your air, and you have to have expensive water filtration separators to pull that water out before it gets to your spray gun. And I don't have that rig set up on this unit, so yeah, a couple of water bubbles on there. wondering if I shouldn't have gone over these doors with the palm sander first and that 160 grit paper, kind of open up the pores a little bit more. It doesn't feel like there's a sheen on there, but there could be. And yeah, but man, that's a beautiful. If it were to dry just like that, that'd be a beautiful color right there. So like I said, I'm doing the back side of the door. And that's a nice dark walnut color. But you look at that motor oil, it's black. And you look at the effect that I got on the palette. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So you see, there's a little bit of oily residue on there. I think with some more, like a week sitting in the sun, that'll clear up. But yeah, I'm on the fence on what to do here. That color, while it's really cool, is not anything like what's in that room. So that's going to clash. It's not going to be the dark contrast that I wanted. I actually wanted the doors to be darker than the trim, but still be able to see the wood grain like you have on that palette. I don't know. And now, with as long as this stuff takes to dry, I mean, it's a beautiful color. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm going to have to do here with the fact that this takes so long to dry to the touch, and then I don't even know if I can top coat it with polyurethane to lock it in so it's not constantly wet. I'm going to have to set up something here in the garage so that this can dry. And I'm probably dead in the water right now. There's nothing more I can do with this, because I sure as hell can't flip them over and stain the other side. Yeah. So, gorgeous color, without a doubt. And it's free. It's pretty much the cost of an oil change, which is, I do them myself. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll get something set up in the garage here so I can get these out of the elements in case it starts to rain here. And we'll move on to another project. I'm gonna pull up radar because it's looking, you know, like I could have a pop-up sporadic shower. And if that happens and I'm in the middle of doing stuff like this, not good. So, but I'm gonna set something up here in the shop so I can get these out of the elements, and we'll go from there. So I might even bring them into the house, even though they smell like motor oil. In the garage here, there's dust. Everything in the garage has got a layer. Somehow dust gets in here. I had a chipmunk in here for a while. He was running all over everything. So maybe I'll take these in the house and I'll put them in the golf course, in the putting green room, and I'll let them dry in there. Yeah, it's gonna stink, but there's no women in my world right now, so what does it matter? I like the smell of motor oil, used motor oil. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. So we'll get them indoors before I start getting a sprinkle or something. And yeah, all right.